everyone. Welcome back to our cozy little studio. I'm really happy you're here today. I don't know why, but this morning just felt slow in a good way.
Yeah, I get that. One of those mornings where nothing rushed you. No alarm screaming at you, no stress right away.
Exactly. I even had time to sit and stare at my coffee for like a full minute, just breathing. And I thought, hmm, this is actually part of my daily routine now.
That's a good start to a topic, actually, because today we're talking about daily routines, simple things we do every day, and how we talk about them in everyday English.
Yes. And not the perfect routines we see online, no 5 a.m. miracle mornings, just real life, what actually happens.
Real mornings, real habits, real conversations.
And real coffee struggles.
Always. So if you're listening right now, maybe you're walking or cleaning or just lying on your bed. Wherever you are, you're in the right place.
Softly. And if you enjoy natural English conversations like this, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us keep creating for you. Smiles.
All right, let's ease into it. Mia, when you hear the phrase daily routine, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Hmm. Honestly, mornings, waking up, that first moment when you open your eyes and think, okay, here we go again.
Same here. Morning routines are usually the backbone of the day, even if they're messy.
Mine are definitely messy. I don't jump out of bed with energy. I kind of just lie there. I check the time, then I check it again, then I negotiate with myself.
That inner conversation is very real. 5 more minutes, which turns into 10.
Or 15, but eventually I get up, I make my bed, not perfectly, just enough, and I head to the kitchen.
And that's great language already. Simple verbs. I get up, I make my bed, I go to the kitchen. This is exactly how native speakers talk about routines.
Yes, we don't use fancy words. We say things like, I usually wake up around 7, or I grab some coffee, or I check my phone.
Even if we probably shouldn't check our phone that early.
True, but I do. I mean, it's just how it is. It's part of my routine, whether I like it or not.
And that's an important point. A routine isn't always something we carefully choose. Sometimes it just forms over time.
Yeah, you repeat something enough, and suddenly it's your normal.
So let's slow this down for our listeners. When you talk about your daily routine in English, you usually use the present simple tense because it's something you do regularly.
Like, I wake up, I work, I eat lunch, I go to bed.
Exactly, and we often add words like usually, normally, sometimes, or almost always.
Or never, if you're talking about exercise. Just kidding.
Or maybe not kidding at all.
Teasing. Hey, I walk sometimes. That counts.
It does. So a very natural sentence would be, I usually wake up around 7, but sometimes I sleep in.
Yes. Or I work from home, so my mornings are pretty quiet.
And notice how relaxed that sounds. No pressure, no performance, just a real conversation.
That's the kind of English we want you to feel comfortable with. Not perfect, just natural.
Let's build the day step by step. Morning, afternoon, evening. That's how most people describe their routine.
Okay, so mornings we've covered a little. For me, after coffee, I usually sit down and plan my day.
Do you write things down?
Sometimes, sometimes I just think about it in my head. I ask myself, what really needs to get done today?
That's a good habit. And again, great language. I usually plan my day. I think about my tasks. I decide what's important.
See? Everyday English. Nothing scary.
Exactly. And then comes work or study. That's a big part of most routines.
Yeah, and work routines can look very different. Some people go to an office, some people work from home, some people study.
Right. So someone might say, I start work at 9, or I commute for about an hour, or I attend online classes.
Or I sit down at my desk and try to focus. That one feels very honest.
Very honest. And sometimes we add a little emotion. I'm not a morning person, or it takes me a while to wake up.
Oh, I say that all the time. It's almost part of my identity now.
And that's okay. Language is about expressing who you are.
Speaking of that, routines aren't just actions, they're feelings too.
What do you mean?
Like how your routine makes you feel: calm, busy, stressed, comfortable, safe. That's true. Someone might say, my routine keeps me grounded, or my days feel rushed lately.
Or, I like my routine because it gives me structure.
Those are very natural phrases. You'll hear them in real conversation a lot.
And if you're practicing listening, this kind of topic is perfect because everyone talks about their day.
That's why daily routines are such a good topic for listening practice and speaking practice.
You can talk about this with anyone, a coworker, a friend, even a stranger.
Especially strangers at parties. So, what's your daily routine? Maybe don't open with that.
Yeah, maybe not. But you can say, what do you usually do during the day?
That sounds much better.
Let's move into afternoons because mornings get all the attention, but afternoons matter too.
True. Afternoons are usually about continuing work, taking breaks, eating lunch.
I usually eat lunch around 1. Nothing fancy, something quick.
Another great phrase: nothing fancy. Very natural.
And after lunch, my energy drops a bit. I get that sleepy feeling.
The classic afternoon slump.
Yes. So I might say, I feel a bit tired in the afternoon, so I take a short break.
Perfect sentence. Clear, simple, very human.
And sometimes I go for a walk, just to reset my brain.
That's a nice habit. And again, simple language. I go for a walk. You'll hear that everywhere.
You see a pattern, right? Routines are built from very basic verbs.
Wake up, go, eat, work, rest, repeat.
And that's comforting in a way.
It is, especially when life feels uncertain.
That actually reminds me, routines can change over time, and that's okay too.
Absolutely. Someone might say, my routine changed after I started a new job, or these days my schedule is different.
Or I'm trying to build a better routine.
That one shows intention, effort, and no judgment, just trying.
Before we move on, let's pause and remind our listeners, you don't need complex grammar to talk about your life.
You just need honesty
And practice.
and patience with yourself.
In the next part, we'll move into evenings and nighttime routines, the slower, quieter part of the day.
My favorite part.
Same here.
Okay, let's slide into the evening part of the day. Everything starts to slow down there. At least that's how it feels for me.
Evenings have a very different energy. The pressure usually drops, work ends, or at least pauses.
Yeah, when the day finally exhales.
That's a good way to put it. So, in terms of language, evenings are when we talk about winding down.
I love that phrase, winding down. It sounds exactly like what it feels like.
And it's very common. You might hear someone say, in the evening, I usually winds down by watching a show, or I like to read to relax.
For me, it's usually dinner first. Nothing exciting. I cook something simple or I order food if I'm too tired.
And both options are completely valid.
Thank you. Sometimes I feel guilty about ordering food, but then I remember it's still food.
And still part of your routine. You might say, I usually eat dinner around 7, or I don't eat very late.
Or I eat whenever I get hungry. That one feels very real.
Very real. And again, present simple tense doing all the work.
After dinner, I try not to do anything heavy. My brain is done by then.
That's common. Many people say, in the evening, I try to relax, or I don't like to think too much at night.
Exactly. I might watch a show, scroll a bit, or just sit quietly.
And notice how you're using might. That's also very natural for routines that aren't fixed.
Yes, your routine doesn't have to be strict. You can say, I usually, but also I sometimes, or I might,
That flexibility is important because life changes day to day.
especially in the evening. Some nights are social, some nights are very quiet.
Right. Someone might say, on weekdays, I stay in, but on weekends, I go out.
Or, I'm too tired to go out these days.
Another very honest sentence.
Evenings are also when people talk about hobbies, things they enjoy.
Yes, you'll hear phrases like, in the evening, I like to, followed by almost anything.
I like to listen to music. I like to cook. I like to practice my English.
That one is especially nice to hear.
And very useful for conversation. If someone asks you, what do you do in the evening? You already have your answer.
Simple question, simple answer. No pressure.
I think that's why this topic matters. Daily routines give you safe ground in a conversation.
Exactly. You're talking about something you know well, your own life.
And that builds confidence.
Which brings us naturally to nighttime routines, the last part of the day.
The moment when you finally say, okay, I'm done.
That's a universal feeling.
At night, I try to disconnect a little. I put my phone away, not always successfully, but I try.
And that's good language again. I try to. It shows effort, not perfection.
Yes, you don't need to sound perfect in English, just real.
Many people say, before bed, and then describe small habits.
Before bed, I brush my teeth. I change into pajamas. I set my alarm.
All very normal things and very normal sentences.
Sometimes I read a little. Sometimes I just lie there and think.
And that's okay too. Someone might say, I have trouble falling asleep, or it takes me a while to fall asleep.
That's such a common problem.
Probably one of the most shared experiences in the world.
True. And talking about it connects people.
Night routines are also when people reflect on the day.
Yeah, I often think, what went well today? Or what can wait until tomorrow?
That's a healthy mindset, and again, very natural language.
You see, listeners, you already know how to talk about your routine. You just need the confidence to say it out loud.
And practice helps with that. Listening to real conversation like this helps your brain get used to the rhythm.
Smiles, the pauses, the fillers, the little and
Speaking of fillers, it's okay to use them when you speak.
yes, you don't have to sound like a robot.
Native speakers hesitate all the time. We say things like, I mean, kind of, a bit.
I use to be honest a lot.
That's a good one, and very natural.
These expressions make your English sound more human.
And they often appear naturally when you talk about routines, because routines are casual topics.
Let's do a small example together. Imagine someone asks, so what's your daily routine like?
You could say, well, I usually wake up around 7, grab some coffee, and start work.
In the afternoon, I get a bit tired, so I take a break or go for a walk.
In the evening, I relax, watch something, and then go to bed around 11.
That's it. That's a full answer.
No complex grammar, no big words.
Just your life in English.
And this is why routines are often one of the first things taught in language learning.
Because they're practical,
And because they repeat. Every day you live this language.
which makes it stick.
Exactly.
There's also something emotional about routines. How so? They give us a sense of control, especially when other things feel uncertain. I agree. A routine can feel like an anchor, even a simple one. And talking about routines helps us connect. We realize we're not so different. We all wake up, we all get tired, we all try our best. That's a comforting thought and a good place to pause. In the final part, we'll reflect a bit more on culture, habits, and why simple routines matter more than we think. and we'll wrap everything up gently. Stay with us. You know, when you really think about it, daily routines tell a quiet story about who we are. They do. Not the story we post online, but the private one, the one nobody really sees. Like how we start our mornings, or what we do when nobody's watching in the evening. And that's where culture comes in too. Routines look different around the world, but the feelings behind them are often the same. Yeah, people everywhere want comfort, balance, and a sense of normal life. Someone might say, my days are pretty simple, and that doesn't mean boring, it often means peaceful. I actually love that word, simple. It feels honest. And in English, it's a very positive word, a simple life, a simple routine, a simple day. Sometimes learners think they need to say more, be more impressive. But most real conversations are built on simple things. And routines are one of the easiest ways to connect with people. Agreeing, you can talk about them at work, with friends, even with strangers. It's safe ground. And when you listen to other people talk about their routines, you start recognizing patterns. That's great for listening practice. You begin to anticipate language. You hear phrases like every now and then, most of the time, at the end of the day. Or it depends, which people say a lot when their routine isn't fixed. Which is almost everyone. Exactly. And this kind of listening helps with speaking too. The phrases start coming out naturally. That's how fluency really builds, quietly, over time. Not overnight, not from one perfect routine, but from small habits, just like language learning itself. A little bit every day. Speaking of that, we'd really love to hear from you. What does your daily routine look like right now? Is it busy? Is it calm? Is it changing? Tell us in the comments. We honestly love reading them. And it helps you practice your English too. Before we go, let's quickly revisit a few expressions we used today. Things like wind down, wake up, go for a walk, a bit tired, and take a break before bed most days. These phrases appear everywhere in everyday English. Try using just one of them today. Even one is enough. That's how progress really happens. And if you liked this episode, subscribe, leave a like, and share it. It really helps our little studio grow. Okay, that's a wrap. You just wanted to say that, didn't you? See you next time. Thanks for being part of our little English journey. Wherever you are, have a wonderful day.